Ooh. All right, I'm getting our folks in. I'm getting going on YouTube. I'm doing all the technology. I'm so good at it. Just kidding. Ooh. Oh, hi, Victoria in Charleston. It's nice to see your picture. Hey, Jeff,
Hey, friend.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Just trying to get rolling into a new year. I'm not normally a new year kind of gal, but we had a big project in December that took me out of the office for a couple weeks and been having to kind of get back in the grind.
Yeah, I get it. It's tough. We're having a hard time getting in the groove too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, New Year started last Monday. So to be fair, we have only been at this a week and a couple days. So, but when I look at my calendar, I'm like, oh, the month is halfway gone. I was like, our February numbers need a little life breathed into them.
Yeah, if I learned anything from last year, it's grace. And we started off like after just such a really tough year, we decided to take the kids to Disney last week. So we started the new year in Disney. So we're like,
Perfect.
wait, we're easing into the new year.
I love it. One of our agents' word of the year this year, she's come out of kind of like a Bic roll and a little bit of like time off is bliss. That's what her word of the year is. It's like, oh, it's not my word for this year. Mine's accountability, but there's going to be a day that's going to be the word of the year for me.
I love that.
Oh, me. All right. Well, I want to get rolling in a good amount of time. So, Joe, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on spotlight and make sure that my YouTube is running, which it is. This is our second Empower of the year. Um, and so thankful I pinged one of our group threads and I was like, hey, like we need some speakers for January. Wanted to make sure we're really getting everyone plugged in. And as always, Joe was like, oh, let me know when you need me. I was like, how about Wednesday? So super thankful he is here. I'm sure most of you have had the opportunity to hear him speak before, which is why you guys showed up this morning. So you're giving us what, five tools for 2025 that we all need to have, Joe. And I think we're probably going to hear the trigger word of AI a couple times as well, which is exciting. So everybody grab notepads and start taking notes. I think we're going to let him roll. And then if you have questions, ask them. Like we really try to make this interactive. So 100%, like if you've got questions or need clarity on something, use this time to get that from us. And Joe, thank you so much for spending your Wednesday morning with us. We're so excited you're here.
Hang on.
Oh, and do you need a screen share?
Yeah.
God, you're good. You get it.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, sound great.
All right. I'm going to switch my screen. So give me just a second.
And guys, Joe is in the Charlotte market. So as you're getting your referral maps put together, he has an incredible system for intake on your referrals, servicing your referrals. I mean, he is a big chunk of your business is agent to agent referrals, if I'm remembering correctly. And I know we've sent some stuff over to you guys. And anyways, make sure he's on your map if you're looking for a Charlotte partner.
All right. I'm going to share my screen. Make sure I do this correctly. I've got my mute off. So, all right. Here we go. All right. Can you see my screen?
We sure can.
All right, wonderful. Well, good morning, everyone, and I hope everyone is having a fantastic week. We are midweek here for us. You know, we never really have a midweek. I guess we go all week, but anyways, I hope everybody is doing fantastic. We are just about 2 weeks into the new year. Hopefully, by now you really have the majority of your plan in place. My goal today is to give you the top 5 tools for success. These are tools that I use. This isn't just something I'm telling you to go do. This is something I use every day in our business. Many of these we have used for some time, and we will continue to not only use them as we go forward in the new year, but really double down in many cases. As Anna did share with you all, I am Joe Carteret in Charlotte, North Carolina. I lead the Carteret Group amongst a couple of other brands that I have. All of them are centered around real estate. Just to make sure that the funnel continues to flow and they feed nicely to each other. So if you ever need anything, we are here. And we are our agents are licensed in North and South Carolina. At the end, you'll have my contact information, and you'll also have a link for some additional information that I'm going to give you too. Stay tuned to the end because I do have a bonus in addition to the 5, and then a follow-up on a class that we have coming soon as a part of the Access Global Group that you can attend. We'll get you to connect up with Anna for additional details. And I want to make sure that you have that if you do have some interest in Chat GPT and customizing GPTs, which we'll hit on a little bit today. So let's get started. As we take a look at the overview here, real quick introduction, we're going to talk about the evolution of real estate technology. There's no secret here, guys. Like, as with anything, technology continues to grow. Our life continues to get easier. And many times we're able to move faster and be more productive with the tools that we do have at our hand. In real estate, I previously came from a different industry, but in real estate, I feel like there's constantly something being thrown our way. There's vendors out there constantly wanting us to buy something. And many real estate agents fall for that, myself included. And we sign up and start using something. And if you're like me, many times you end up signing up for it and then later realize you have a subscription and have no clue. So don't do that. Focus on these top 5, and I promise you will move the needle in 2025. These tools matter, like I said, because I use them daily, but I also know that a lot of my peers do. When I do sign up for a new tool, for the most part, if it's something that I get my team behind, I typically lean into it myself, learn about it. But if I then roll it out in beta with my team, I really put it through the ringer, and I check with a lot of peers, colleagues across the country, different level teams and individuals to find out how they use it to make sure it makes sense. These systems also, as you're thinking about it from a success standpoint, you got to have a tech stack. You've got to have systems in place that complement each other. And the ultimate goal is to try to minimize, but have it to where all of them are functioning in collaboration with each other, and the integrations make it smooth for you to continue to grow your business or take it into a unique direction as you may see fit. Expected outcomes and ROI. At the end of the day, we'll talk about that at the end, but reality is this, is if you're going to go 100 miles an hour behind something, a technology in your business, we all want a return, right? And for us in real estate, the return is more production, and we want to do so and get to that production in as short amount of time as possible. All right, so the ones that we're going to look at, my top 5, as Anna said, yes, Chat GPT and specifically custom GPTs, Follow Up Boss as a CRM, Canva Pro, Releverage. Many of you probably don't know about that. I am going to self-plug. This is one of my brands, but I feel extremely passionate about it, and I'll tell you how you can leverage it for yourself this year. And then Real Scout. And I'm going to give you a bonus with Powell. Powell is a digital business card. I've used it for years, and I do not leave home without it. I rarely carry business cards, but there's a secret to the madness with Powell. So stay tuned for that as well. All right, let's dive in. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Chat GPT. And as you think about Chat GPT, obviously being the original, right, in the AI craze, Chat GPT entered the market several years ago. What I believe November 22 is when they set out, notice to the world, hey, we have created this thing called Chat GPT. Now, there's been a ton of different variations of AIs and, trying out there in the technology world. But Chat GPT really set the world on fire and is, of course, leading the charge in the AI industry. Now, thinking about it from a real estate perspective, a lot of us were kind of late to the game. I think some of us were like, oh, AI, that's craziness. That's robots running around. That's never going to happen. And then I also ran into people that had this mentality, a good amount of people that said, well, I'm not going to subscribe to AI because if I stick it to the man, then they won't take our jobs from us. So I will be the first to agree that yes, AI will replace or supplement a lot of jobs or a lot of tasks for jobs. And in some cases, I'm sure there's industries out there that will be impacted. Now, the degree of that impact certainly is still left to be unknown. But in real estate, at the end of the day, and this is one of the reasons that Zillow will never beat us out, is that the human element is always going to win, right? So instead of thinking about AI as a replacement, think about it as a way to scale, as a tool in your toolbox to help you continue to dominate in your market or whatever industry you may be focused or whatever niche you may be focused on. Custom GPTs. Now, if you ever heard about custom GPTs, what that is essentially saying, hey, I like ChatGPT, but I want ChatGPT to be customized for me, my brand, a specific niche that I focus on, something that I want to go after. That's what a custom GPT is. And you are going to train ChatGPT to know all things that are important to you. Let's use brand as an example. And you create a custom GPT for your brand. You're going to be able to train it and educate it to be very knowledgeable so that when you log into your custom GPT, instead of using the basic chat GPT, you can use your custom GPT that now already has insight into your business, your niche, whatever it is that you may want it to be driven with through the filter. Excuse me. All right, why they're transforming the industry? Well, at the end of the day, guys, it's in every industry, right? So at the end of the day, I always like to say you either get on board or you get left behind, right? And this is one of those technologies that you better learn, and you better learn fast. If you have not taken time to tap into AI, my recommendation is to start with the basics. To start with ChatGPT, start learning about what ChatGPT is, how to use ChatGPT, implement it a little bit into your business, such as maybe for, listing descriptions or how to write a better email, things like that. Let's start basic. Then you'll learn more at the end about a class that we have coming up talking about customizing GPTs and helping you take it to the next level and building your own GPT specific to your brand. And then top agents leveraging AI. Many of you have seen this. You've heard agents on your social media about how they leverage AI. There's agents that have completely changed their focus in their career and have started teaching around AI. They have implemented systems and programs that they teach on and then turn around and sell. There's a lot of opportunities out there, but you can do a lot of this stuff on your own as well. And that's really what I want you to walk away with. All right, so application. Let's talk about application. A couple of key things here. Property descriptions that convert. It's not just about pouring it in there and just getting some, great sounding property description. You want descriptions that actually convert and drive more attention to your listing, right? We all want that. So at the end of the day, you can't just put in there, I have a new listing coming at 123 Main Street, write me a property description. What I want you to think about is that this thing, the Chat GPT, is an employee in your business. They're a team member on your team. And I want you to speak to the GPT like you would be speaking to a team member on your team. Okay. So if you were to have an agent come to you and they said, hey, can you help me with this listing description? Okay. I want you to tell ChatGPT just like you would tell that agent. Okay, great. Well, what I see about your listing is this. So you would say, hey, I'm looking to create a listing description for a new real estate listing that I have come into the market on Tuesday, January 25th. Now, we're going to have a coming soon before this goes live a week prior. We will need a couple things. We're going to need coming soon marketing. We're going to need marketing for when we go live. But in the meantime, I need a really powerful description, listing description that I can use for the MLS. You're going to tell it some key features about the house and really kind of think about what you can give it to empower it to give you the best output, right? So the more information and the better data you put in or information you put in, the better the description you're going to get from it. But that's an example of how you would prompt the GPT. Again, speaking just like you're speaking to one of your team members. Market analysis report. Okay, so this is powerful right here because at the end of the day, all of us can go into our local MLS. We can pull off the generic one that they create for you and say, send this marketing report out, right? But we all know that authenticity and customization is how you connect with people and ultimately convert leads much faster and much deeper. So what you're going to do is you're going to leverage ChatGPT to really get personal and customized with how you're presenting analysis reports to your market and your customers, right? And so you can leverage it that way. Email templates and responses. This is a really powerful one because step one, ChatGPT 101, you're going to leverage it for writing really good email templates, things that are, short, maybe not too long, that make sense, that are going to strike the right balance, they're going to strike the right tone. But when you get into custom GPTs and get more advanced with it, you can actually set up automations and you can set this thing up to where it will do a lot of the work for you. For example, I could say, hey, I want to create a series of email templates in chronological order, properly spaced out to engage a cold lead that I got from Zillow focused on buying a house at 123 Market Street. They're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and I want to create a follow-up system to warm this cold lead up. I can tell all this to ChatGPT and continue to prompt it even further with the different iterations that it gives me. It will squirt out in order a system that you can then turn around and implement into your business. And you can do all this in 5 minutes. So think about how long it would take you to get your creative juices flowing, get another cup of coffee to get your energy going, get back from getting distracted from your phone, come back, start typing, right? This would take easily 45 minutes to an hour minimum to start building out. And even then, it wouldn't be as good as ChatGPT could squirt out to you. Social media content, that's a no-brainer. ChatGPT can help you with a lot of the writing of the content, the copy, and then there's advanced features that you can take it to the next level and start creating imaging and things like that. Custom GPT examples for real estate. You'll learn more about that when you attend the class, which you'll find out more about later. But at the end of the day, the custom GPT is the way to go. And it really is a powerful tool if you want ChatGPT to be thinking like a brand team member in all things that it gives you back in your responses and systems and templates and all that good stuff, okay? I'll show you that picture. Over to the right-hand side over there, just a little snapshot of my ChatGPT, a custom one that I have created for my brand. This doesn't show you much, but ultimately, just gives you a little idea. You create it, you brand it, and then these little things below it are just auto prompts that can trigger, and you can rotate them, with a certain sequence, because it has learned about your brand. It's learned about what you've educated it to be mindful of, the frequency in which you're going to be using it. These are things that it is going to prompt that may be good ideas for you to leverage it for on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Okay. Anna, can you hear me okay? Everything sounding all right? Thumbs up from anybody?
Yep, you're good, Joe. Taking a lot of notes.
I can hear you.
Yeah, no worries. All right. So the benefits of ChatGPT, I've hit on a few, but for the most part, most people see about a 70% reduction in writing time. It's consistent professional communication, and I will double down and say it's what's most powerful about ChatGPT is it's constantly learning. So it's constantly improving. Think about, right, when we have agents on our team or partners in our business of whatever their focus is, we always want improvement, right? We want them to learn and then go and implement. And then the next time when that same thing comes around, they're already on top of it. And then maybe they're getting more advanced. This right here does that, but at a much faster rate. And it's constantly learning every time you're engaging with it. Okay. 24/7 virtual assistant capabilities, real world examples from our team, and then ROI metrics. So a couple things we're going to talk about here is a couple of examples at where we have benefited from ChatGPT. So I mentioned to you that I run a team here headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're kind of an expansion model where we have agents that are in other areas as well. And one of the things that was important to me in creating my own custom GPT was the brand consistency. I wanted the tone, I wanted the messaging, I wanted the knowledge of the brand to be consistent across the board. So to do that, I created my own custom GPT. I then can share that with my team members, and it is already, the mind is already built on the back end so that when they are putting stuff into the GPT, regardless of what it is, again, it is thinking, it is filtering it through what it knows and has learned about our brand. Okay. How we've used this, we've used it for emails, we've used it for systems, to build out systems and processes in our business. We have used it for negotiations. We have dumped like negotiation points into ChatGPT, and maybe we're kind of puzzled with something. We got a head scratcher, pretty challenging type situation that we're dealing with. We've dumped it into ChatGPT, given it some prompts based on our brand, and it has squirted out several options. And in many cases, have had the team thinking in a different way or thinking differently about options that they may have in front of them that they could try that maybe they didn't think about. We also have created a team of AIs that work within our business that are working 24/7. We currently have 12 of them, and you will learn more about that when you attend that class. I'm not going to give that away now because it is fascinating and it's a massive amount of information to learn. But I'll leave you with this question. If you could have 12, 8, 10 employees in your business, let's say you run a team, you have these employees in your business, full-time work effort, and you had them all focus on a specific focus within your business, but they were AIs, and you didn't have the overhead of payroll and benefits and all the liability and all that good stuff. Can somebody just shout out, take yourself off mute? Would that be beneficial?
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's what
Yes.
we've done. So we have implemented this into our business. I am willing to teach anybody what we have done, but it's not for this call. It would be something that's going to take quite a while. So find out more at the end on how you can do that as well. And I think it will really be a game changer for your business. All right. So Follow Up Boss is my number 2, guys. This is the ultimate CRM, in my opinion. Sure, there's others out there. For me, our journey was this. When we came from another brand in April 22, because we came here because we wanted to tap into the #1 cloud brokerage, the most advanced in technology in the entire world, we knew there were going to be tools that EXP was going to be able to offer us to change our business. We started using KV Core, which is offered here at EXP, and it is a fantastic tool. But with the prior experience coming from where we came from, I had invested on my own into Follow Up Boss. Even though we had a basic account at the time, we had some experience with it. We ended up going back and going to the next level and getting their upgraded pro version and using Follow Up Boss because of the simplicity while still accomplishing all the key features and benefits that I needed. Sometimes if it does too many things, it can get a little confusing, especially if you are a team owner and you have team members on your team at different levels in their career. You want something that all parties are going to be able to tap into. And most importantly, you want something they're going to use. And to make it simpler is how you're going to end up getting people to use the CRM. We all know they say the CRM is only as good as how often you use it, right? A couple of key things here about Follow Up Boss, modern CRM design for real estate. Why we chose this platform, I share with you. We trial and error. Really, we tried a lot of things. We did demos on a ton of the other top CRMs in the market, and we came back to Follow Up Boss each and every time. I also, again, had tapped into colleagues across the country. I know that many of you may know Tristan with the Lab Coat Agents. He is a big proponent of Follow Up Boss. He may be one of their ambassadors, but it really didn't start the way. He started organically to where he was a user of it and then really just was preaching about the system and the benefits and where they have seen a big return. I love the integration capabilities. Again, I mentioned earlier when we started, things have to integrate. Things have to communicate together And Follow Up Boss is really changing the game on what they already have native integrations for, ready to go, and then things that they are willing to partner with you on an API. Now, I'm not a big tech guy, but I know that that's basically a way around. If something doesn't integrate organically, that they haven't set up a collaboration with, then they have a way for you to get it integrated into your business. And then the mobile first approach. So at the end of the day, there is a mobile app for Follow Up Boss. Again, if you make it easier for yourself as a solo agent or for your team members, if you have a team, you want it to be right there in their palm. You want it to be ready to go. You want it to have the key capabilities that you could also access on the desktop. Now, the mobile app does not do all the things that the desktop does. However, they have done that with intention. They don't want to make it to where there's too many features on the mobile app that it's not mobile friendly, it doesn't have the speed that you're looking for, and doesn't allow you, as we all know when we're in the field, you need something quickly. You need to take an action quickly. Well, the desktop app is much more detailed and really is where you go to deep dive or to do deep work. And then the app is where you go when you're in the field when you need action. Okay. All right. So the next thing here with Follow Up Boss, and I've hit the button, but oh, there we go. Okay. So a little bit about key things here. This is just a little snapshot. Yeah. Hit it twice there. Okay. This is a little snapshot just showing you the overview that you get within the reporting dashboard. Super cool. They do things with widgets. It's easy to see, user friendly. You can just click on it instead of a lot of companies do like list and, you know, it looks more like a spreadsheet, things like this. This is easy to read and easy to click on it and find stuff you're looking for. This is just one little snapshot to give you an idea of some of the things that you can do, especially if you're a team leader. This is critical right here. Okay, so smart list and lead routing. All right, so they allow you to manipulate list to break down your CRM. So if you have 100 people in your CRM, or if you have like us 22,000, you've got to find a way to be able to navigate through those people, right? And so the smart list allow you to get very laser focused on your audience and allow you to engage them with intention in different ways based on those smart lists. Okay. Lead routing. If you have a team, or if you want to be able to organize your leads in a certain way, maybe it's you and one other person, an assistant, something like that. Lead routing allows you to manipulate where your leads are coming from, and then with automation, take action on those leads. Okay. Whether it's through action planning, whether it's through, send it to my text messaging on my phone, alert me with a call. There's many different features that you can do with lead routing. Action plans and automations. Okay. So we know that the money is in the follow-up. So I am guilty of not being the best with follow-up sometimes with leads. We're getting there, and Follow Up Boss is helping us do that because it already has action plans and automated workflows ready to go. You can tap into their templates, a huge library of templates where other individual agents that have been successful and teams have provided their templates in there, and you can click and play. So if you don't have a system already set up, you feel lost in getting a system set up to be organized, you can just use one of their systems in there. And we love that. And it automatically starts to go to work for you once you activate it. The mobile app I mentioned, it does include calling and texting. I love that feature. I will tell you, I use the mobile app for everything in my business now. I actually have gone as far and then teach my agents this. I took the Follow Up Boss app and I swapped it out at the bottom, like your hot buttons or whatever, the 4 or 5 that are on your iPhone when you open your phone up. I swapped it out so that I have a behavior change in there to where I don't organically go to the call button. Okay. So instead, I click on Follow Up Boss to make my call. It's an easy change to change your habits, but I now use Follow Up Boss for every single phone call that I make. Okay. Team accountability tools. Here's a little snapshot I showed you. You can do contests. You can make it fun. You can do acknowledgement and rewards for, whatever your goals may be. You can have accountability conversations. Each team member has their own portal, has their own area to set up their goals for the year, to see how they're doing working towards those goals, And it does does have a smart dialer integration. So if you use Mojo or a Vulcan 7, things like that, that's great. We still use Mojo. Actually, and like Mojo, you click on a button and it automatically.
Is it just me? Is Joe there?
Is he frozen?
Oh, good. I was like, is it just me? How does that happen?
Okay, I thought it was just me too. Nope,
Me
he's
too. I was
frozen.
like, maybe it's me. Let's see if he'll come back. Joe. This only happens when I run it. It's just me. It's never happened to Allison, only Anna. Please come back. It's so important. You're telling me so much.
Sends that lead.
Oh, I bet it'll be back here in a second.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that Mojo Dollar piece that he was talking about.
Yes, it's very important. We have that automation set up, and it's the reason our database at our team has been able to grow so quickly. We have so many contacts in our database because we pull all of our neighborhoods in when we list a property. And so we can get them set up on Fellow, which does like home valuations, but it's very easy because we can click one button and they're delivered into Follow Up Boss with the correct stage, the correct source, the correct agent, the correct drip campaign. So that integration is huge. It's one of the reasons why we are Mojo people, because the integration is so good.
Quick question. What are you using to pull the neighborhoods, like the data or the information?
Mojo.
Okay.
Yeah, we subscribe to Mojo monthly for, here he comes back, for neighborhoods, for sale by owners, and for our expireds. Hi, Joe. Welcome back. Maybe he's getting logged in. Yes, I did an experiment with, because I know we have a gal in our market, Emily Brown, who does a lot of expireds. And so I did an experiment. She uses Espresso Agent, which I think is just a similar product to Vulcan 7. And some of the data was different, but I've always told our agents, like, yes, the data is important, but I think the reality of it is, what are you going to do with the data that you have? So if you're not implementing at a high level, yes, I mean, it's important, but if you're not making those calls and kind of scrubbing through those numbers, it doesn't matter if your data is good or bad. But I didn't find a ton of discrepancies between the two. I didn't feel like one was significantly better than the other. Hey,
Okay.
welcome back. We're so glad you're here.
I'm back, and I ran and got my. Give me just a second.
We're fine. No, I thought it was just on my end, honestly. I was like, oh man. I was like, not honestly. Yeah, I was like, oh man. Not slate. Yeah, I was like, oh man, 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 not.
That replay is so funny.
Yeah, well, it should, if it was your voice, it would really be something.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, I'm so sorry. I apologize, everyone. I have no clue what in the world happened there, but I'm getting it loaded back up. And you were talking about expireds, and I know you guys, some of you guys, at least at Call Group, and you mentioned Emily used Espresso Agent. Yeah, I mean, we have looked into it as well. We just currently have used Mojo, like I mentioned. It's just something that we have used for quite a while. There's many out there. They all do great things. Some of them do better than others. I think one of the biggest things for the dialers is the data and the accuracy of the data. So I would just encourage you that if you use something and you need to try, use one of their trials. They'll give you a trial. Sometimes if you tell them, hey, you're still on the fence, you're still shopping around, that kind of thing, they will extend the trial for you. And so you can end up kind of getting more time. And I think that is a way to get them, with a little leverage there. So I would encourage you to check that out. I'm back up now. Anna, if I'm good to share, I will catch us right back up where we were and get rolling. All right. It is, if you'll just let me know when you see it.
Yep.
All right. Can you see the follow-up boss benefits slide?
Good
Okay,
to go.
great. All right, guys. Sorry for the delay there. That's why I love having an iPad. I bought the iPad Pro so that I could expand the view a little bit, but it makes a great backup. So anyways, 95% lead contact rate achievement. This is one of their stats. I will tell you that's fantastic. When you think about the ability to contact and connect, that's a huge number. Automated follow-up sequences. What I love about the automations is you can set up automations. And when you think about automations, the biggest benefit there is that things are happening when you're doing other things. So when you're out focused on filling the pipeline or closing a deal or, tying a bow and popping champagne because you just closed on the deal, these things are still working in the back end for you and continuing to build your business, okay? Whether it's taking a cold lead and getting them to respond, or it is engaging past clients, or engaging a sphere, or engaging people that just need a birthday wish, things like that. It has all that built into it, and it makes life so much easier. The performance tracking, I love that. So you can set goals for yourself if you're a solo agent, or if you have a team. There's a performance tracker for your teammates. You can see at a team view of the reporting, or you can drill all the way down and manipulate the data however you see fit. The lead source integration, I love this as well. So those of you who have lead sources, whether it's Zillow or a realtor or a lender or something like that, you can integrate all of those to where they come directly into your follow-up boss. And many of them have a direct connect. So the integration is extremely smooth. Now, I mentioned lender. I will tell you this. You can add lenders to your account to where they essentially have a seat in your account. And it makes life easy if you have a lead come in. And let's say you're like us, where we have the two standard lenders that we use and always have. I can actually do a drop down and I can add them to the client, the lead. Okay. So, and then it gives them an alert. They're able to chime in. They're able to collaborate. And then all of your collaboration goes right there in the CRM. And then success metrics. This right here is important because as you have those goals, I talked about performance tracking earlier, but this helps you actually measure your success at the business level so that you're like, okay, at the team level or company level, we're on track for where we want to be. If there's key metrics that you're strong at, but one or two that you need to improve, you then take that reporting, set a system for yourself on Monday or whenever it is, take that to your team meeting to get some accountability. Okay. All right, Canva. We're going to move a little fast here on this one because we've just to catch back up. But Canva Pro. Now, this right here, people pick on Canva. They're like, this and that. Yeah, I don't use Canva templates, meaning to where I just look up real estate template, click on it, put my name on it, and hit post. I don't do that because I still believe in authenticity. I still think it needs to be brand appropriate. But man, talk about the power of a marketing tool at your fingertips that essentially will do anything that you need to do as far as creating marketing. I'm presenting right now. I did my PowerPoint in Canva and I just hit the presentation button. So right now I'm presenting straight from the app. Okay. So there's so many things that you can do with Canva. If you only have the basic account, I would encourage you to look into the Pro. If you're not with EXP, if you are with EXP, the good news is within the past month or two, EXP has rolled out a full enterprise account free of charge for EXP agents and teams. Absolute game changer. I think on average, I pay, I don't know, $200 maybe for Canva Pro. But if you're with EXP, again, more money in your pocket, more money to save for other things like client parties and such. Real estate applications. I mean, there's so many ways that you could use this, guys. Everything from preparing for your listings, just sold, just, put under contract, flyers, door knockers, you name it, business cards. Also, what I like is that Canva has a printing business. So you can create it, go to print, set it up, pay for it, and they'll ship you your prints. So for example, business cards. I get my business cards for my team from Canva. They look great. We take it a step further. We get the premium, real thick paper, and they're gorgeous cards, and you created them. So I designed all of our cards, and we're able to design it, proof it, print it, and it gets here in a couple days, okay? Team collaboration features. You can collaborate with your team. So I have a Canva Pro Teams account. We're now shifting that over to our EXP Enterprise account. We're just in the process of getting everything shifted over, but you're able to collaborate with your team members. So if there's something you want to set at the brand level, you can share those templates with your team member for consistency and driving a faster system. All right, so features, key features. Here's a couple of them here. Many of you who have explored it. Real estate specific templates. There are a tremendous amount of templates. If you just need ideas, again, I would encourage you to leverage them as brainstorming and framework, but I would certainly customize them and make them fit your brand so that you have brand consistency. The brand kit functionality is amazing because you can go in there and essentially set up your brand kit. So it knows your logo, your colors, your dominant, your fonts, the size fonts you like, things like that. So that anytime you create a design, that automatically defaults. And then video capabilities. You can build videos. There's also video templates. You can't beat this. Again, guys, think of this as just an easy tool for simplicity, for brand alignment, and for consistency across executing the systems that you have in place in your business. Time savings, talked about that a little bit. The consistency, the content quality, and the variety that you have. And then again, I mentioned to you, free enterprise account with EXP. And what does that mean for those of you who aren't with EXP? It essentially means all of your designs that you bring over there with you, plus any template that EXP has created. And there are, I'll probably say thousands, everything that you can imagine. All you need to do is bring it over into your working dashboard and start customizing it. And that's it. And again, that's free. All right, re-leverage. Yes, this is a plug. I will put that out there. I'm not ashamed of it because I feel very passionate that at the end of the day, this is something that could change your business. Now, I will tell you, re-leverage essentially is a back-end support company. And so when you think about operational support, that's what we do. Now, I will say 85% of our business is white glove transaction management. This isn't your average TC. Not to knock TCs, because clearly I own a business that provides it, but many, not all, many TCs are agents that couldn't sell, okay? Or they decided that it didn't work for them. They wanted to step back. They needed the consistency, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, we are a company that takes transaction management to the next level. I lead the company. I have a team that leads the company itself on the day-to-day. But again, I'm actively involved with making sure that the integrity is there, that our standards are there, that our knowledge is there to actively continue to be in the business and know the ever-changing things in our industry. We're able to set up an operational support system for you to just provide support to your company. Scaling, we have the capabilities to scale. One of the biggest problems in we'll just say the TC world is that it usually ends up being a one-man, one-woman show where that person is the TC, they work every deal, or maybe they have a helper every now and then. For us, we're set up because of the systems we have on the back end to where we can scale with your business. So if you bring us one deal, or you're going to be bringing us 100 deals a month, we will be prepared and have the infrastructure to make sure that you're taken care of, okay? And then it's a professional back-end support. So primarily the transaction management, we use that as one service. It's contract to close. So you get a deal, you get it under contract, you contact Releverage, there's a system. There's not, well, who do I call? What do I do? There's a very specific system that is laid out. You send the deal over, and then the team starts taking control of the deal. But we always make sure that you stay forward facing in the deal. So you're CC'd on all communication. You're a part of the status on where the deal is in the process. We integrate into your compliance. So if you're with EXP, fully integrated into, knowing how to keep it compliant in SkySlope, whatever other system that you may use, same there as well. Okay. I mentioned complete operational support, marketing assistant. So basically, we also offer a service to where you can leverage, our company to assist you with marketing, and really think about it from a standpoint of building your brand strategy. Not necessarily, we can, but I think the most powerful use is building your brand image. We can help you with the day-to-day marketing stuff. But my recommendation is, for what we do, many times we need stuff faster. I would recommend to tap into Canva Pro for that. But if it's something that is a brand strategy or, brand template, something like that, that's where we play ball. Okay. Contracts, agreements, and then coming soon, we actually are going to implement VA staffing as a service in our company as well. So you've been needing a VA, but you don't have time or don't know where to start in bringing a VA on. The service also takes care of all the training, the guides, getting them up and running. So the sourcing, the training, the guides to get them up and running, the connection into your business. It's a staffing company. Now, it's not managing them day to day. That's your job once we turn them over to you. But it is a staffing company, which cuts down on 3/4 of the pain of working with a VA. Okay. And on average, we have found that 10 to 20 hours a week are saved in leveraging our company. If you just look at transaction management alone, think about if you had somebody that was a professional, a team that was able to wrap themselves around your business, not only just deal with your deals, but learn about your business and your goals and where you're going, and then pivot to make sure that the team is aligned. That's Releverage. Here's how you can get in contact and find out more. The next thing I have is Real Scout. Okay, this is a game changer. So Real Scout, think of it as it's basically a buyer and seller centric platform. So you've got your follow-up boss. Most of you use MLS. So you use MLS, you go in, you get a new client, you put their email in, you start sending them listings. Okay, forget all that, because most MLSs absolutely suck when it comes to the client-facing searches and all that kind of stuff. Real Scout is where they come in and they completely change that experience for your client. So they are the ones that are now your searches. They are the ones that provide tools to keep your clients abreast of the market, to keep them knowledgeable, keep them nurtured along the way. And yes, they have a native integration with Follow Up Boss. It is an absolute game changer. You can take action in Follow Up Boss, add a tag, and then immediately shoot it over to your Real Scout. And that client has now left Follow Up Boss. They're still in Follow Up Boss for CRM purposes, but has been mirrored over into Real Scout. And then immediately you just click a few buttons and they're on a search. Not only is it a search, but it's an app. And the app is better, in my opinion, easier to use than Zillow. So the goal here is to keep them off Zillow and give them your app that you use that is integrated into your business to make life easier. And again, it is 100 times better than your MLS searches. Excuse me. Here's just a little view. It also does home valuation. So those of you who have multiple different things that do multiple different things, nurturing here for this system, and you've got buyer searches for this system, and you've got home bot for this home valuations, this offers it integrated into the software. Okay. You can set it up monthly, weekly, bi-monthly, quarterly, however often you'd like, but it sends an alert out to your sellers or your past clients, gives them an update on their market view, on their home valuation, what the market's doing. And then of course has, call to action buttons to keep them involved with you and keep them engaged. You have full visibility on the back end to see if they're checking it, what they're doing in the system, how often they're checking it, how are they navigating to look to see if they're really engaged in what you're sending them. You have all that as well. Okay. All right. So integration strategy. So I've talked about 5 things. Okay. These are my 5. And again, these will change your business. Let's talk about integration strategy. And it's this in order. So lead generation is Real Scout. Lead management is Follow Up Boss. Content creation, ChatGPT plus Canva Pro. Okay. And then for transaction management and additional support on the back end, that is Releverage. Lead response time improvements is what you're looking to see. Content creation efficiency and consistency, right? Transaction processing speed and scale ability, right? Team productivity gains, and then overall client satisfaction rates skyrocketing. That's what you are going to get from these tools. I did promise a bonus, and it is Powell. All right, guys, so those of you who don't know what Powell is a digital business card. For a solo agent, you can get Powell. Don't play games with the basic. Get the Powell Pro. It is cheap. It is the cost of, oh, it's less than your Starbucks. I don't know. I think it's like $40 for the year or something. It's very inexpensive, okay? But not only is it your digital business card, it is your link in bio. You can put all your links in there. You can, when they go to click on it, they can add you as a contact straight into their phone. It's a QR code. You can use it as a link. I use it for all of our referrals on social media. When somebody says, hey, I'm looking for, I click on the link, I hit post, and I send it to them. Okay. I can see when they scan it. I also have a trigger in there if you have the pro account to where you can turn on the lead generation form. Now, what happens there is, let's say I'm at Starbucks, and I do this all the time. I engage somebody beside me as we're waiting on our coffee, and I say, whatever, have a conversation. Oh, hey, you know what? Got my hands full. You got your hands full. I'm sure you're in a rush. Scan my business card, and I'd love to buy you a coffee and continue our conversation, whatever your spiel may be. They scan the QR code, which I have saved on my home screen, so it's readily available. And then immediately a 4-question lead generation form pops up. They put in their name, their phone number, email, hit go. They now have your information, all of your links. You choose what links you put in there, social, website, you name it. And you just got a notice to however you have the notifications coming through that you have a new lead. Now you just created a lead generation tool for you. Ditch your business cards or leave them in the car or use them for fish bowls at client event or broker events. Use the digital business card, generate more leads. Okay. They also have a team feature. So team leads, you can provide it for all of your team members, can create brand consistency. So all of them look the same. They look great. Your brand colors, your logos, you name it. You can set it up. It can be a part of an amazing onboarding experience for your agents. ChatGPT class, heads up on that. That is going to be on February 6th. I'm going to check myself on that. That is the next access day. For those of you who don't know, our EXP group comes together for a powerful mastermind collaboration training day. Once a month. It's the first Thursday of every month. The next one is going to be February 6th. I am going to be teaching. I'm going to have the majority of that day. So if you want to learn ChatGPT 101 and customizing GPTs, you have to be there. You cannot miss this class. We will go deep, and then you have my commitment for follow-up support as you need it as well. Okay. We're proud to say, another plug here, Charlotte's Best Real Estate Agent and Charlotte's Best Real Estate Team, back to back. We're very proud of that. We only say that because it's a community voted award, and it just speaks to the hard work and effort of my team members. And you can guarantee that when you refer us a client, that they're going to get the care that you would expect, just as if they were in your backyard. All right, here's how to contact me. I would encourage all of you to scan this. Please do. You will get all of my information. As a matter of fact, when you scan it, it'll go to my Powell. Please put your information in. I would love to follow up and stay close to you. If there's ever anything that I can do for you on these topics or more, you'll now know how to get a hold of me. All right, Anna, questions? I went a little over.
That's okay. It was all very valuable information. I'm sure there's a few questions out there. Who's got something?
Yep.
I have one, Joe. When I use Popple quite a bit, last year, and I noticed there's like certain people that it seems like they just didn't really like it, you know, like I was like pulling out the phone and stuff. They're just a little bit more old school and wanted like an actual business card. Do you ever just hand them both, or like how would you transition if you notice that?
Yeah, I mean, I jokingly say don't carry business cards. You can. I probably should. And I have some in my truck somewhere. But yeah, carry both. At the end of the day, you're going to run into those scenarios. Sometimes it's a generational thing. Sometimes it's just a preference. Maybe they pull a card out for you, whatever. I try to force the digital as much as possible in as many scenarios as I can because, again, of the lead function. But also, I want them to know more about me. I don't want them just having my phone number. And let's face it, if you're like me, what happens with business cards? Well, when I'm at an event, they go straight into my breast pocket in my blazer. And then my dry cleaning lady has a stack for me when I go to pick up my dry cleaning. Okay. So reality is I'm trying to prevent that. I'm trying to keep you locked in and engaged with people. So that's why I use it more often than not. But yeah, have it, give them what they prefer. But just find some way to capture their information in that moment if you got to go the business card route. So say, hey, you know what? Here's my business card, but I am bad about sitting these things down and forgetting where I put my business cards or, follow. Let me go ahead and get your information or however you want to kind of script that out. All right. There is a question that says in the chat. Anytime. Thank you. Go-to team in Charlotte. I hate the searches in MLS. How do you get Real Scout to know what the search criteria is when you integrate the lead from Follow Up Boss to Real Scout? Excellent question. So the important thing that I always teach around Follow Up Boss is you should start there. Okay. So the process, the order goes like this. You put the lead into Follow Up Boss, regardless of how they get in there, whether it is organically, you can set your Popple up to dump straight in there, Zillow, you name it. Get them set up in Follow Up Boss. Get as much information in there about that lead as you can. Because again, the more you put in, the smarter Follow Up Boss is going to be for you. Okay. Get all that information in there. When you click the button to carry that over to Real Scout, it's going to pull all the information that it can. So if it has a space in its system for the identical topic, whatever it may be, or category, it's going to pull it over. So in many cases, all the address, the phone number, the email address, the preferences, some of that may pull over. Then you go to your Real Scout and you are going to be able to set up the search so that when you set up the search, you've already got a start. When I intake someone, which is usually the time that I immediately put them into Follow Up Boss, if I'm on the phone with them or in person or whatever, I'm taking notes. There is a note function in Follow Up Boss within that person's portal. Okay. So if you're in Sally Smith's portal, you click on the note function, you're filling out notes, and that's where I'm putting all my notes, just brain dumping, right? You can then just basically bring that over, and that's your knowledge on what they told you they're looking for. So there's several different ways to do it, but I always recommend get extremely dialed in on Follow Up Boss first with all your information before you click the button to integrate it over to Real Scout. Hopefully that answered your question. If not, certainly you can follow up with me. Okay, any other questions? All right, well, I'm always available. Again, I would encourage you to get more information from Anna about the upcoming class, February 6th, Access Day. Again, we're going to cover Chat GPT 101 and customizing GPTs for your business.
Amazing. And guys, as always, this is already up on YouTube. So if you want to go back and just rewatch it so you can make sure your notes are straight, it would be there waiting for you. Joe, thank you so much for giving us so much of your valuable time and insights this morning. A lot to go implement. So ideas are shit, guys. Go implement some of this stuff in your business today.
Yep, absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Lisa, it's Agents Empowered on YouTube. And it's right